Hello everyone. So today we will see how to write the unit test for the custom activity. So I will be writing one unit test for one of my custom activity, and this is the custom activity which I have already developed in my previous video of processes, where I have shown the demo of how to create the custom activity or custom action in the Dynamics. So this custom activity will calculate the next upcoming date of birth based on the date of birth provided in the record. So in the Dynamics, when we have date of birth like this, then it will calculate the next upcoming date of birth for the year to send the invitation and all. So this is the simple activity, and for that I will be writing the unit test for that. So I'm going to add my unit test project. Since I'm going to write the unit test for my custom activities, so I'll name it as a unit test and dot custom workflow. Custom workflows. So here my project is added, unit test for custom workflow. So here I will be using the fake XRM easy, because fake XRM will mock the services, dynamic services like create, update and all, and then we can create the fake data for the in the test, and then we can test our results there against the any activity plugin or the code what we have written, custom code for that. So here I will be using the fake XRM here. So I'll go to the NuGet package manager, and here I will install the fake XRM. So since I'm using the latest version of the Dynamics 365 online, so I can use the 9 version here. Okay, so my references has been added here. Okay, so now since I will be using my plugin, custom workflow code here, which is written under this folder. So I have to reference my this project folder, project here, a project library here into my custom unit test project here. So I will reference my project library here. Okay, so I have reference. So now we are ready with the references. So first of all, I'll change the unit test class name here, since I'm going to write the unit test for the student underscore next date of birth. So I'll rename this. So I have changed my class name also here, and you can see when you add the any test class, so it will add the references, this one, Microsoft.visualstudio.testtool.unit testing, and under that we'll have the test class and the test methods. And these test methods are nothing but our test cases, which we will write for any the requirements, and we will be for different test cases we will be writing the different test methods here, so that when it is run, then it will cover the code which is written against those test cases. So here I will be taking the first scenario, and what I will take is I'll take the date of birth which is non leap year, and it will have the correct date value, correct date of birth. So I will take the positive scenario here, and the date of birth which I'll take for this for the fake data, it will be a non-leap year date and the correct date format. So we will writing that. So for this, first we have to understand the code here which I have written. So you can see I have the one input argument here in argument. So I have to mock this, And also inside the code I am going to retrieve here with this service here. So this data, the student record, I have to create dummy data, mock data I have to create in the test context here. So let's get that. So first of all, I'll initialize some variables. So first of all, where fake context I'll take equals to a new. So this is present under the fake fake x URL. So sorry, fake assembly. So XLM fake we have, fake XLM is here. So this namespace we have to include here, and then inside that we have the uh, XLM fake context class here. So we will create the object of this, and we need service also, since I need to create the dummy data for this student record here, and it should have the date of birth value, because if it is not having this field added, then this will throw the exception, right? So I will add that. So service equals to fake context dot get organization service. Okay, now as I mentioned, I have to get the dummy record, so I'll take the student dummy record or fake mock record. So where student entity equals to new entity, and this entity is not present because I have to use the XRM XDK namespace here. So using Microsoft.xrm.sdk and using Microsoft.xrm.sdk.query. I'm using query here because later on I will use the retrieve method to add the column sets here. So that is why I need this one. So here entity, and I'll add DNLB underscore the student, the schema name of the entity, and then student entity dot attributes dot add as, and first of all I'll add this one, date of birth, and the it will be, since it is a date time format, so I'll take the date time here, date time, and I'll take the date which is non leap year. Say I want 199 1 comma, then this will take the month. So say this month is 11 and the date I'll take 10. So this is non leap year and the correct date format I have taken. Since I have not taken the date which is greater than the current year, that is why so this is the some valid date, and based on this the next date, upcoming date of birth will be generated. So I have to create this. So GUID, that is student ID, that's equal to service dot create, then a student entity. So once it is created, this student ID will be generated, and this student ID I have to pass as an input argument here, because it later on, so that with the same ID it will query through the it will get through the retrieve method here, right? So I have to create the entity reference here. So let me create entity reference equals to student reference, that's equals to new entity reference, and it will take the two argument here. So one is the logical name, so a student entity dot logical name, and a student ID here, which is generated after creating the record, dummy record here. So I have taken, so I'll take the input argument here. So where inputs, and this will be the collections of the the name and the value here. So it will have the name here, this name, and what is the type of object it is. So we have, it will be collection. If you have multiple input argument, then those collections you have to create, and then you have to pass while executing the code against this activity. So here I'll take inputs equals to new dictionary. This is the collection, so it is present in the system dot collections here. So I have to use that namespace. So using system dot collections dot generic, and here I'll take the dictionary, and here we can say the what type of, you can see we have the key value pair here. So we have to take this key name string and object type, and we have to set the object here. So first object, for the object, since I have only one argument here, input argument, so I will be taking only one argument here. If you have multiple here, then you can set up here. So the name of this input argument is this one, student, and the object, what parameter, if it is whether your string or option set or some numeric value, you can set that here. So since in my case it is a reference, entity reference type here, so which I have created now, so I will be passing that here. So my input argument is set. Okay, so uh, I have to execute my code now. Okay, so once the code is executed, then it will update the same entity record here. You can say when the value is correctly next date of birth is correctly calculated, then it is updating the record here with the same id what we have passed, and then we can retrieve this record to compare the data which is coming into this field. Okay, so here I will execute that first. So fake context dot execute code activity here, and here I have to give my code activity name here. So since this is present under this namespace here, so I have to include namespace here using dot, sorry, this is .NET little boy dot customizations dot custom workflow. So under this namespace I have this custom workflow, student, date of birth, and here I have to pass, you can see it is asking the input arguments and the instance of this class. So since we don't need here instance, so directly I can pass the input arguments here. So inputs and then null, I can set this as a null. So when this code is successfully executed without any error, then the student id which we have set here, the entity of that record will be updated. So I have to retrieve this back. Since I am not returning any out argument here, that is why I cannot have the result here. So like we cannot do like this, result equals to like this one. And so like since we don't have any output returning here, out argument, so those values are not present in this result set. That is why when you query through the result of this value, like the which is updated here, this value, then you cannot have that because I don't have any auto argument, so I cannot take like that. That is why I'm executing like this. Let it get executed and I'll retrieve it separately. So where it's called entity, that's called updated student, and that's goes to service dot retrieve, and here the logical name, so in student entity dot logical name, and id will be the student id, and here I want the column set. Because of this only I have included this SDK dot query. So here I need the same column which is updated here, so I'll copy this schema name. Okay, done. So once I have this value return or updated value return here, I have data entity here. Now I can compare the data here. So we'll use the assert statement, start dot r equal, and here we'll check the updated student dot get attribute value, and here we have date time, the schema name of that field, and then we'll compare the value, what is the actual value. So we have new date time, and since the dummy date we have given here is 1991, month is 11, and the date is 10. So based on this, the upcoming, since the current date is 24 December, so means this month is already elapsed, so we cannot have invitation in this year, so definitely it will go to the next year, right? So the correct date generated will be 2021, then month will be same and date will be same. So let's check if it is correct. I'll select the my test class here and run it. So now you can see it is executed. So this date has been compared. Just to verify if date is not correct, so I'll just change this one date to 11. Let's check if it is failing. Okay, so definitely it is filling. You can see here it is comparing these two date which are incorrect. So it is expecting the date with the 10/11/2021. So our test this test case is correctly executed. Like that, I will have the several test cases based on the different type of date of birth taking here as an input, and on that, so you can see once the code is executed, then I have installed the find code coverage here. That is one of the tool I'm using here to find the code coverage done for my code written, like for the plugin or custom workflow. This extension you can find outside, and you can add it to your Visual Studio. Since this is my community edition, so I don't have that tool added. In case of enterprise edition, you can have that analysis tool, code coverage tool here. Sorry, code coverage tool, you can have there, you can use that built in case if you don't have, then you can find that download this and install against the Visual Studio. So I will take the few more scenario here. So let's check if the date of birth is having the year greater than the current year. So I want to cover this exception here. So like when the date of birth is having year greater than the current year, then this will throw the exception, right? So I'll check that one. So let's take this scenario here, one another test case. So test method public void, and this will be uh, day of B has year greater than current year, which is definitely incorrect date. So I'll take this as a incorrect correct date of birth. So this is having the incorrect date of birth, and why it is because the year mentioned in the date of birth has the year greater than the current year. So based on this, we'll write the unit test. So same, we will initialize the fake data here. So I'll copy this redundant code. Like if you want to initialize, you can use the constructor and other functions to initialize the data once. Since I'm writing the for demo, so I'll take this as a dummy data here in the functions. So strength references here. So I will have the data, fine, it's executed, and here the date which I'm initializing here. So I'll take here date as say 2021. So definitely it is the next year, not the current year. So in this case, I should have the exception. So when this code is coming here, so it will throw the exception, and this exception is caught into the catch block here, and this is throwing the invalid plugin execution exception. So I have to check the assert statement with this exception here, right, which is the last exception throwing here. So what I'll do here, after this, I don't need this one because I don't need to compare, because this case is for throwing the exception here for the incorrect date of birth. So here I'll check assert dot throw exception, and here the exception type will be invalid plugin execution exception, and here the action name it is asking, and the action is this one which is throwing the exception. Okay, so once this is executed, then you will see this line of this piece of code will be covered here. So currently it is red mark, so later on it will be covered with the green. So means this part of this unit test case also we have covered. So I'm going to execute now. So you can see the exception has been thrown and the data has been validated, and when you see the code coverage, so it would have been now marked as green. Yeah, it has been marked as green. So likewise, if you have several if methods and switch case different conditional branches you have, then for that different test cases you write the different methods here like this, and then execute the your unit test. So I think uh, a few more things I like to add here is, like as I mentioned, whenever you have the any output argument here, you can take up those output argument here, and the name, like suppose the output or parameter something I have like some a record name, then the result will be containing into the once this line is executed, then I will have the result set where result and something like output value, and there you will have all the data which is returning from the your custom activity here. So then you can use the assert statement to validate that whether it is correct or not, the data is coming correct or not, you can check that. So for the output argument you can do that. So and before that, if you have any query means if you are doing any result query, like I'm using here the get retrieve method like that, if you are using the fetch xml query or query expression, then make sure you have created this dummy data in this service, so that when this statement will execute, then it will find the valid record, and then the validation will happen. So using the fake XML, it is very easy to write the unit test, and I hope now you have understood writing the unit test for your plugins and custom workflow. And thank you for watching this video, guys.